do love that picture. Some unsuspecting dog walker was walking the dog, as they do, and I sort of said, well, can you take a picture? And they were obviously expecting me to go, pose in front of a lovely view, and then I went and put my head in the sand and asked them to take a picture. What I'm doing is sharing an insight from each of the chapters of my book, Can't See the Wood for the Trees, and today's is Head in the Sand, and it is one of those phrases we don't often describe for ourselves, and I would suggest that if you're describing it for somebody else, they've got the head in the sand, it's very difficult to encourage them to take the head out of the sand until they realise that's where their head is. Not least because if you think, and this is where I take the idioms literally, is in order to put your head in the sand, and I can vouch for this because I'm constantly looking for holes in sand to put my head into, and there's not a lot of them around. So if you notice somebody or describe somebody as having, the head in the sand, they're ignoring the situation, they're purposefully doing it because they've not only had to find sand, which I don't know, I live near a beach, so it's fairly easy for me to find sand. But I suspect a number of you watching this will go, well, the nearest sand is 100 miles away. So sand isn't that hard, it isn't that easy to come by. And then you've got to dig a hole in it. And so if somebody's got the head in the sand, they've done it with purpose. So I'm not convinced that if you're noticing somebody else has got their head in the sand, there's a lot you can do to get them to take their head out of the sand, because they are, there's some motivation there, there's some inspiration that they've taken to actually avoid the situation. If you yourself are identifying that, I've got my head in the sand, then it's not that difficult to, I suppose, take it out, because certainly here this sand is going to disappear that we're about low tide actually today, and but the sea's going to come in and it's really uncomfortable. I've had my head in the sand, so there's just something about, if you feel like you've got your head in the sand about a particular situation, it's just about making it uncomfortable, because you really won't stay there for very long. So, what I'm hoping I've done is giving you an insight into when we sort of use these throwaway idioms in our language. Can't see the wood for the trees, stuck in a rut. That actually, if you stick with the metaphor, and a few days ago I did a post about why I use metaphor and why we don't talk about the current situation that you've got your head in the sand about, that if we stick with the metaphor, if we explore the idiom, we'll get insight. I need to make it more uncomfortable for myself. Why? Or even ask or answer the question, why have I got the head in the sand? Why have I purposely gone and found sand and dug a hole in order to put my head in it? What was worth all that effort? And we might get a bit of insight about why it is we're doing that, taking that action, and what it is we could do in order to avoid that and take our head out of the sand.